Hi, my name is Mady, and I am on a journey to lose weight and to have a 2025 baby in a busted ass 93 uterus. So, this challenge has been on my radar for quite some time, and I've been putting it off for various reasons. Namely, that 10,000 steps is 5 miles. I don't know if y'all knew this, and it does depend on your stride, but for me personally, with my stubby little legs, it's close to 5 miles. It's well over the 4 mile mark. 10,000 steps seems almost doable. She seems friendly. She's approachable. We're cool with her. A little intimidating. That's fine. 5 miles is a lot. We don't know her. We don't like her. But I was right. It was a lot. Before we get started, some things I wanted to let you guys know that may be of interest to you if you want to do this challenge. Number one, the common saying that 10,000 steps a day is what you should be getting was actually a marketing ploy by a company that made pedometers in the 1980s in the Olympics that took place in Japan. Good wording, Mady. Thank you, Mady. They were selling pedometers and they were like, hey, you should be getting 10,000 steps a day. Buy one of our pedometers to count your steps. However, it's not actually true. And in fact, there are many studies that suggest that getting between 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day is actually great for heart health and great for physical health and everything like that. 10,000 steps is not the magic number. I really just want to say that to tell people if you aren't getting that many steps a day, if maybe you are in the 6,000 to 8,000 steps range, that is totally okay. And you're doing great things for your body. I'm not saying 10,000 steps a day is bad, but after 8,000, it's sort of like diminishing returns. It doesn't benefit you as well as the first 6,000 to 8,000 steps. You feel me? Maybe? Cool. And just so you guys know, I don't have access to a treadmill, so this challenge mostly took place outside and during the day. I do have access to a stair stepper. I try not to use it too much, but if the weather was particularly bad, I would definitely use it just for safety purposes. Other than that, though, I would typically stick to just walking outside in nature like the Lord intended. If you guys are interested in a stepper challenge video, I do have one, and I'll link it in the cards. But with that being said, let's talk about how this challenge went. I'll be real, the weather this month was f***ed up. No, it was just all over the place. It was very bipolar spring weather. The weather is still garbage. I picked the worst possible week to start this because it has been very cold and rainy and windy, but I really wanted to start it on April Fool's. No, that's not why. I wanted to start it at the beginning of a month since it's a 30-day challenge. I very quickly realized I was just going to need better shoes. So I did not need to do this, but I decided to do this. I would say it's for the purposes of this challenge, but I've never actually owned good walking shoes. My current shoes are $40 Skechers. They get the job done, and that's about it. It says Bob's at the bottom. Maybe they missed an O. But anyway... There's I haven't even had them that long and already all the traction's wearing off. But I've never actually owned decent walking shoes. And honestly, watching myself work out with all these challenges I've been doing has made me realize just how flimsy and terrible these shoes look. So I bought nice walking shoes. I thought about buying super bougie $140 walking shoes, but for $140, it better fix my parents' marriage. So instead, I bought still bougie and still way more than I've ever spent on shoes, $90 shoes. But they're kind of, I like them. I don't like them as much as the fancy schmancy shoes, but I like them. But we'll see how they go and if they kind of make a difference. I don't necessarily like when YouTubers say that you need to buy things. Any influencers are like, you have to buy this. You do not have to. But I really could have used better shoes. And I would be lying if I said they didn't make a huge difference. My feet did not ache nearly the way that they ached in my old, really shitty $35, $40 shoes. I will say, just to forewarn you guys, it is always great to go try shoes on in person. I think a lot of people know that. And to go to a specialty place. I didn't get my feet measured or anything. They were incredibly busy. But I did get to try on the shoes, which was nice. I did get a decent deal with the shoes that I ended up buying. It basically was the same price as Amazon, but the super fancy shoes that I actually wanted that were $140 were actually $70 on Amazon. So I low-key wish I had bought them, but it's okay. It's okay. I like to buy local when I can, because if we stop buying things in physical stores and only buy online, then those physical stores won't exist someday. But at the same time, like, I'm not made of money, so there's that. Either way, to cut off this rambling story, me getting better shoes was a great benefit to me. One of the things I wanted to do in this challenge was to try to get the 10,000 steps in various ways, either breaking it up, getting it all at once, trying to get it a little faster, or what have you. And so the answer to how many steps can one get in 30 minutes is apparently 3,700 steps. So I've done my 2 breaks and my 1 lunch, and I got about 7,000 steps. And I am going to do it again. I am going to walk all of the steps in one go. I'm going to show the time, and then I'm going to show the time when I get back. We kind of fucked up, Ron, not gonna lie.
You done messed up, Ron!
We're at 11,000 steps. God, I'm gonna have to soak my feet after walking. How pitiful is that?
No, it's gonna be okay.
But, yeah, we overdid it, for sure. That was my bad. I don't ever want to, like, seem like I'm whining, but also, like, I never want, like, people to try it, and maybe they're struggling, and they're like, but Maddie made it look so easy. Like, it's still 5 miles. So, but I did it. We did it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's get home.
Let's do it.
We may or may not have gotten lost in this visit. Henry was channeling his Major Daddy vibes by looking at, like, a physical map on his phone, which is pretty great. All joking aside, Henry came with me for a lot of my walks, and I'm super grateful. I appreciate him. He's always very supportive. And I did occasionally have times where my feet hurt. So I did wear these compression socks that actually really helped. I would typically sleep with them at night, and they just kind of helped with some of the pain that I had.
Soup of the day implies another, possibly even seductive soup of the night.
Nothing too bad, but it was there, and the socks helped. There was a few times where I also wanted to try to get the 10,000 steps organically. There was one day that I deep cleaned the hell out of my house and got them that way. But when I say deep clean, I mean deep clean. I don't have any footage because I was cleaning, but still. So that was one of the ways. And the other way was that me and Henry sort of made a day out of it one day. We went to brunch. It was in a different town, so we were able to go to a trail that actually isn't in our town. And it was really lovely. And we also went to a flea market. And yep, got the 10,000 steps relatively easily. And last, because I did this in April, yeah, there was a lot of rain and bad weather. Alexa, is there a tornado watch?
Currently, it's 71 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect lots of clouds and thunderstorms, with a high of 77 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. Also, there's a tornado watch in effect until Tuesday, April 16th, 8 p.m.
Oh, shit. Okay, it's just me and you, buddy. Just me and you. So this video is obviously long enough, but there was one little thing I wanted to tell you guys about that is deeply embarrassing, but, you know, I thought I would share it with you guys. So one day later in the challenge, I was on the trail and I was alone, and thank God I was alone. And I'm walking, as I do, and this girl and her cute little doggy jog past me. You know, whatever, it's fine. And so I'm carrying on. She's obviously outpacing me because whenever I was doing this challenge, I was definitely going for distance. I wasn't necessarily going for speed. You know, I would kind of try to power walk it, typically get about 3 miles an hour on my walks, but sometimes 3.1 or 3.2, kind of proud of that. But we were walking. This is a walking challenge, not a jogging or running challenge. So the girl outpaces me, obviously. And I'm continuing on down the way, and I'm approaching this curve, and she comes back around the curve and passes me heading in the opposite direction. And so as I fully round the curve, I see that the reason that she's turned around is because there's a road connecting the trail. There's a bunch of apartments down this road, but there was some kind of construction going on. They were cutting down a tree or maybe fixing a pothole. I don't know what they were doing, but it was loud. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm with her. I'm going to turn around. And so I'm heading back around the curve, and I see that her adorable little dog has to poop, and he's pooping off in the grass, as dogs do. And so, of course, I have that moment of watching her, like, is she going to clean up her dog's poop? What is she going to do? And sure enough, she gets out a little baggie, she picks up the poop, and she starts jogging again. And when she's much further down the trail, because this was a brightly colored bag, I see her throw it into the grass and keep running. And instantly, I'm annoyed. What the f***? Why are you littering? And so, so I walk over to the bag and I have a moment of like, am I going to pick this bag? Am I really going to carry someone else's dog poop? But yes, I am. You know, like it would be one thing if this woman just let her dog poop in the grass because that'll go away, that'll deteriorate. But like this plastic bag will take like 100 years to deteriorate or something. It's going to take a lot longer. And so I pick up someone else's dog's poop and I continue down the trail, and I'm marching with the self-righteousness of someone who doesn't litter. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, who does she think she is? How dare she? And, you know, kind of dogging her in my brain. And so as I'm going further down the trail, I see, probably about 10 minutes later, I see her approaching again. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. And this bag was a bright blue bag. There was no mistaking it. And so I have a moment like, should I just kind of slightly hide it behind me? And then I'm like, no, I should not. Let her feel shame for littering. I'm not going to like confront her. This is not a freaking drama movie. I'm not confronting her like, you bitch, how could you? But I'm also not going to hide it either. The Gryffindor in me wouldn't let me. And so I keep it at my side and I keep walking. And she's jogging past, and she's got her head down, as people do when they're jogging. And she looks up as she's passing, and she stops, and she's like, I was going to get that. And I didn't really know what to do, so I was like, okay, sure. And she goes, no, I'm serious. I live in those apartments down that road. I just didn't want to have to jog with the poop and then, like, you know, bring it back. I was just going to drop it off there and come get it on my way back to my apartments. So I'm like, well, and so she's like, I'll take it. And so she takes it. I didn't really say anything. I just was like, oh, okay. She takes it and she goes off. And I'm mortified, honestly. It's probably a dumb reason to be mortified, but I was. And the reason I said at the beginning of this story, oh, thank God that Henry wasn't with me, is because I know if we were together, one or both of us would have been venting. Oh my God, who does she think she is? She was littering. Yeah, it turns out she was just being efficient. Whoopsie doopsie. But really, I just wanted you all to share in my embarrassment. All right, so I told you guys about my trials, my tribulations, but I guess the important question is, how much weight did I lose? So I believe at the start of this challenge, I weighed 222.4 pounds. And at the end of this challenge, drum roll as usual. So that is a loss of exactly 10 pounds. I am super pumped. Now, as usual, I can't ever just tell you guys, here's the weight I lost. Okay, have a nice day. I always have to prattle on for a bit. These results are made even more impressive by the fact that for the first time in 8 months, I got a period. And I'm sorry if that's TMI, but I said it at the beginning of this video, we're trying to have this 2025 baby in this busted ass 93 uterus. And so me having my period is very important. But I was eating a little more, and so I didn't expect to get the numbers that I got. The other thing is that for the first 10 days of this challenge, the scale did not move. It did not move at all. And I'm not really sure why, because I mean, I was on my game. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, but yeah, it didn't move. And then the weight just like melted off for a few weeks. And it's now been a week since she's moved again. So I don't really know what's going on with me. To be fair, we are at like 38 pounds lost. And so I do know the deeper you get into a weight loss journey, the harder it gets. But Yeah, I'm a little concerned, but at the same time, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am doing good things for my body, regardless of what the scale says. And so I can rest in that and know that. But I did want to let you guys know, sometimes scale doesn't want to move. Scale isn't everything, stay the course. I did get a few non-scale victories from this challenge. Number one, your girl got a little tanner. I tan during the summer anyway, and I get pale during the winter, as we all do. Well, maybe not the tanning. My husband gets nice and red, but I do tan. But I got like a little pre-summer tan, a base tan, as we used to call it, even though that's a little problematic. Wear sunblock, kids. But your girl got a little tan. I also noticed, maybe I'm just kind of feeling myself, but my legs looked kind of nice. They're looking good these days. And I didn't take them before, but I feel like my legs look like better, and so does my ass. I feel like I look like I could even be like skinny, and then bam, I tricked you. I'm still fat, bitch. That's all. I also just feel like my overall stamina has improved. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't running or anything, but I definitely just feel, I don't know, just more in shape. I can't explain it, but I don't feel like it was as hard as it was at the beginning of the month. Not that it was particularly difficult, but it also wasn't easy. I was definitely winded after finishing a few days. But that is it. Overall, I am very glad that this challenge is over. I did enjoy it, but it was so time consuming. Minimum an hour and 20 minutes to do most of the steps. Maybe a little less if you just have a better stride than me or if you're a little faster than me. But yes, for me, it took well over an hour to get them. So I am glad the challenge is over. So the next challenge to preview for you guys is Pilates. And the one after that is, I'm not telling you, but I am so incredibly excited about it. So I will tell you the next challenge in the Pilates video. So if you want to see that, go watch the Pilates video. It'll be up in a week if everything works out, but it should be up in a week. Okay, well, that is everything. Thank you for coming and watching my video today. Like, comment, subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Why does it sound so weird? Bye.